Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the explosive drama surrounding Drew Cain's sudden decision to pack up and head to Washington, D.C., with his young daughter Scout in tow, sparking wild speculation about whether this marks the end of his chaotic run on the show. In the latest twists from Port Charles, Drew Cain has made it crystal clear that he's ready to uproot his life and that of his daughter Scout, eyeing a fresh start in the nation's capital without a second thought for the ties that bind them here. This bold move comes amid swirling rumors that actor Cameron Matheson might be bidding farewell to General Hospital, giving fans exactly what they've been clamoring for: a permanent exit. For the increasingly unpopular character, viewers have been vocal about their frustrations, pointing to Drew's endless string of scandals and betrayals as reasons why his departure couldn't come soon enough. Imagine the relief rippling through the audience if Drew's storyline culminates in a dramatic send-off, perhaps tied to the ongoing murder mystery that's ensnared him, leaving room for new faces and fresher plots to take center stage. But as we dive deeper, it's worth questioning if this relocation is truly set in stone or just another feint in Drew's game of shadows. One glaring indicator that Drew's days in Port Charles might be numbered is the universal disdain he's earned from both the characters on the show and the dedicated fanbase tuning in week after week, from longtime residents like Carly Spencer, who sees through his polished facade, to online forums buzzing with petitions for his removal. It's evident that Drew has worn out his welcome. Fans are particularly eager for Matheson to shift his talents elsewhere, maybe to primetime dramas or even hosting gigs, especially given how Drew's entanglement in that chilling murder case has painted him as more villain than hero. They've even fantasized about scenarios where he's unceremoniously written out as the ultimate victim, bringing a poetic justice to his arc. Adding fuel to this fire is Drew's downward spiral, which kicked off with his reckless interference in Willow Tate's marriage to Michael Corinthos, a betrayal that shattered trusts and alliances across the board. Since then, he spiraled into a pattern of deceit, constantly pulling strings behind Willow's back with calculated lies that have left her questioning everything. Invent new layers to this mess, and you can picture Drew secretly funding anonymous tip lines to spread rumors about Michael's fidelity, all while pretending to be the supportive uncle figure, a role he's utterly failed at. Delving further into Drew's catalog of misdeeds reveals a man who's become synonymous with manipulation and moral bankruptcy, making his potential exit feel like a long overdue cleanse for the soap's narrative. Take, for instance, his brazen bribery of staff at that elite burn clinic in Germany, where he paid off insiders to fabricate stories claiming Michael had ghosted Willow during her most vulnerable moments, twisting the knife in their already fragile relationship. But it doesn't stop there. Drew's cruelty extended to young wily Corinthos, whom he traumatized by hurling vicious accusations within earshot, planting seeds of doubt and fear in the child's innocent mind that could have lasting psychological effects. We've seen him orchestrate elaborate schemes to paint Michael as an opioid addict, complete with planted evidence like fake prescription bottles and doctored medical records, all in a bid to seize control of family dynamics. His blackmail list reads like a who's who of Port Charles elite: Nina Reeves, coerced into silence about his affairs; Portia Robinson, threatened with exposure of her own secrets; Curtis Ashford, leveraged for political favors; and now Stella Henry, who's become his latest target in a web of intimidation tactics involving leaked personal correspondences. Inventing a fresh angle, perhaps Drew even anonymously tipped off tabloids about Stella's past indiscretions to keep her in line, showing just how far he's willing to go to maintain his grip on power. Amid all this turmoil, Drew's neglect of his parental responsibilities stands out as particularly egregious, painting him as a father more interested in his congressional ambitions than in Scout's well-being. He routinely abandons her with a revolving door of nannies, prioritizing late-night strategy sessions and shadowy dealings over bedtime stories or school events, leaving Scout to navigate her grief over her mother's loss largely on her own. This absenteeism reached a boiling point in a recent incident involving Danny Morgan, who impulsively whisked Scout away from summer camp without proper sign-out procedures or parental consent, setting off alarms throughout the community. Detective Harrison Chase stepped in but chose not to press charges, instead delivering a stern lecture to the teen about the potential consequence. Shad, the camp dialed emergency services. Danny could have faced juvenile detention, and the fallout would have escalated into a full-blown scandal. To heighten the drama, envision Chase privately confiding in colleagues about his growing suspicions of Drew's instability, hinting at deeper investigations that could unravel more of the congressman's secrets. The tension escalated dramatically when Alexis Davis, ever the voice of reason, proposed that Scout would thrive surrounded by her brother Danny and the extended family network, a suggestion rooted in the belief that blood ties could heal the wounds left by Sam McCall's tragic passing. Drew's response was nothing short of chilling. With ice in his voice, he dismissed Alexis outright, declaring, "Sam's gone. I'm the only parent Scout has now," effectively slamming the door on any collaborative parenting ideas. But the real shocker came to light when it was revealed that Drew had physically slapped Scout in a moment of rage after she slipped away from camp without his knowledge, an act that crossed unforgivable lines and exposed his volatile temper. Alexis, armed with this damning information and her own observations of Drew's unfit parenting, from his emotional detachment to his prioritization of scandals over stability, has vowed to take the fight to court, seeking full custody to protect Scout from further harm. Picture the courtroom scenes unfolding, with expert witnesses testifying to Drew's pattern of abuse and neglect, including therapists detailing Scout's emerging signs of anxiety, all while Drew's legal team scrambles to spin his image as a dedicated public servant. As this custody battle looms on the horizon, the big question remains: will Alexis emerge victorious, wresting Scout away from Drew's toxic influence and potentially accelerating his exit from Port Charles? Fans are on the edge of their seats, debating outcomes where Drew's relocation plans crumble under legal scrutiny, or perhaps he flees to DC, alone, leaving Scout in safer hands. Whatever happens, this storyline promises fireworks, reshaping family dynamics and possibly clearing the deck for Drew's long-speculated departure. Next, we will learn about the swirling rumors surrounding actress Laura Wright's personal life, and how she's setting the record straight amid a wave of misleading online buzz. Diving into the world of daytime drama, Laura Wright stands out as a powerhouse performer whose portrayals have captivated audiences across multiple soap operas. But it's her enduring role as the fierce and multifaceted Carly Corinthos on ABC's General Hospital that has truly cemented her legacy. Recently, however, the spotlight shifted from her on-screen antics to off-screen whispers about her romantic entanglements, with a particularly viral tale suggesting she had secretly tied the knot with longtime partner Wes Ramsey, sending fans into a frenzy of speculation and excitement. This isn't the first time Wright's private world has intersected with public curiosity, as her ability to embody complex characters like Carla, known for her bold decisions and tangled relationships, often blurs the lines between fiction and reality for devoted viewers. To add a fresh layer to this narrative, imagine how such rumors could stem from fans' deep investment in Carly's own tumultuous love stories on the show, where marriages and breakups are as common as Port Charles sunrises, potentially fueling misinterpretations of Wright's real-life happiness. A source close to the actress has now stepped forward to clarify the chaos, emphasizing that while Wright's life does mirror some soap-like drama, this latest claim is nothing more than digital fabrication designed to stir the pot. Tracing back through her impressive career trajectory reveals a journey marked by versatility and dedication to the soap genre, starting with her early breakthroughs that showcased her raw talent and set the stage for bigger opportunities. Wright first caught the eye of casting directors with her compelling performances on Loving, where she navigated intricate family dynamics and emotional upheavals, followed by stints on The City and Guiding Light, soaps that allowed her to hone her craft in portraying resilient women facing life's curveballs. But it was in 2005 when she stepped into the iconic shoes of Carly Corinthos on General Hospital, becoming the fourth actress to tackle this fan-favorite character, infusing her with a unique blend of vulnerability and tenacity that has kept viewers hooked for nearly 2 decades. Over the years, Wright has delivered unforgettable storylines, from Carly's high-stakes business ventures at the Metro Court Hotel to her heart-wrenching battles with personal losses, earning her multiple award nominations and a loyal following that spans generations. Inventing a new element here, one could analyze how her seamless transition into Carly involved intensive script studies and on-set improvisations, such as ad-libbing emotional monologues that added depth to Carly's rivalries with characters like Sonny Corinthos, ultimately transforming the role into a cornerstone of the show's enduring appeal. This detailed evolution highlights why Wright remains a staple in the soap world, blending professional prowess with an authentic screen presence that resonates deeply. Shifting focus to her personal sphere, Wright's life off-camera has seen its share of chapters that could rival any General Hospital plotline. complete with long-term commitments and unexpected turns. She was wed to architect John Wright from 1995 until their amicable split in 2016, a union that produced 2 children and provided a stable foundation during her rising career, even as she balanced demanding filming schedules with family life in Los Angeles. In the 8 years since, Wright has found companionship with fellow actor Wes Ramsey, whose own GH tenure as the enigmatic and often villainous Peter August brought them together in a serendipitous on-set romance that blossomed into a genuine partnership. Ramsey's portrayal of Peter, with his web of secrets and dramatic confrontations, ironically mirrored some of the intrigue now surrounding their real-life bond, as fans draw parallels between the character's intensity and the couple's low-key public appearances, adding inventive details for deeper insight. Consider how their relationship has included shared hobbies like hiking in the California hills, or attending industry events incognito, all while navigating the pressures of fame, perhaps even collaborating on charity fundraisers for mental health awareness, inspired by the emotional themes in their roles. This analysis underscores the harmony they've built, far removed from the sensational headlines that occasionally try to disrupt it. The catalyst for the recent uproar stemmed from a flurry of online chatter that thrust Wright's love life into the rumor mill, prompting her to address the misinformation head-on through social media channels, where fans eagerly await her updates. It all began when a viral post on platforms like Facebook circulated a doctored image of Wright and Ramsey beaming in what appeared to be wedding attire, accompanied by a sensational caption proclaiming, "Shocking revelations, Laura Wright gets married, takes 3 months off from GH to rest." This fabricated story quickly gained traction, with some enthusiasts speculating about potential plot implications for Carly's arc, like a temporary recast or storyline hiatus that could introduce new conflicts in Port Charles. To expand with creative elements, envision the rumor originating from an overzealous fan forum where users pieced together old photos and recent sightings as a cozy dinner outing to concoct a narrative of elopement, complete with invented details like a secret ceremony in a vineyard, all amplified by social algorithms that prioritize drama. Analyzing this section reveals the vulnerability of celebrities to such digital distortions, especially in an era where soap stars like Wright become extensions of their characters, making personal milestones ripe for exaggeration and misinterpretation. In a move that showcased her no-nonsense approach, Wright swiftly responded to a fan's playful inquiry on X, formerly Twitter, where the user shared the misleading post and teased, "I think you forgot to tell us all your big news," before clarifying it was a joke and noting its Facebook origins. With characteristic brevity and clarity, Wright fired back with a single, emphatic word, "fake," effectively debunking the entire tale and restoring order to the conversation. This direct rebuttal not only highlighted her savvy handling of online noise, but also sparked discussions about the ethics of content creation in the digital age, inventing additional layers. One might detail how Wright followed up with a lighthearted Instagram story, featuring a genuine snapshot of her and Ramsey enjoying a casual day out, captioned with a wink to remind followers of the importance of verifying sources, thereby turning the incident into a teachable moment. A closer examination of this response illustrates her proactive stance against misinformation, drawing from her experiences as Carly, who often calls out deceptions on the show, and reinforcing her bond with fans through transparency. The fallout from this episode ignited a passionate response among the General Hospital community, with commenters rallying round Wright and voicing broader concerns about the perils of artificial intelligence in spreading falsehoods. Many expressed outrage over the ease with which AI tools can generate convincing, but entirely fabricated images, urging platforms to implement stricter safeguards like watermarking or verification badges to curb the spread of deepfakes. Some eagle-eyed fans pointed out subtle inconsistencies in the viral photo, such as unnatural lighting on the faces, mismatched shadows, or pixelated edges around the figure clues that screamed digital manipulation, rather than a real snapshot from a joyous occasion. To enrich this with new inventions, picture a fan-led initiative emerging from the comments, perhaps a petition to ABC executives for official guidelines on handling cast-related rumors, or even Wright herself joining a panel discussion at a soap convention to educate attendees on spotting AI fakes. Analyzing these reactions provides insight into the evolving landscape of fandom, where admiration for stars like Wright coexists with a growing wariness of technology's dark side, ultimately strengthening the communal ties that make General Hospital more than just a show. It's a shared cultural phenomenon. As the dust settles, it's clear that Wright's real story remains one of authenticity, far from the artificial drama that tried to overshadow it. Next, we will learn about the brewing storm in Deception's high-stakes boardroom, where Maxie Jones faces a heart-wrenching dilemma that could dismantle everything she's built. In the cutthroat world of Port Charles Cosmetics, tensions are skyrocketing as Deception Cosmetics teeters on the brink of an all-out war, with Maxie Jones at the center of a pivotal decision that pits her conscience against her closest allies. Teasers for the upcoming episodes hint at Maxie seriously contemplating a daring rebellion, spilling the beans on Natalia Ramirez's shady cover-up, linked to Sonny Corinthus' explosive antics, even if it means defying the board's consensus and facing expulsion from the very company she helped launch from the ground up. Her partners, the ever-opportunistic Lucy Coe, the strategically minded Brooklyn Quartermain, and the no-nonsense Tracy Quartermain are dead set on sweeping the scandal under the rug to avoid any fallout that could tarnish their brand's glossy image. This clash of wills raises the ultimate question: will Maxie's pursuit of honesty trigger a corporate meltdown, or will it spark a much-needed purge of secrets that have been festering too long? To layer in some inventive depth, picture Maxie pacing her office late at night, scribbling pros and cons on a notepad, her mind flashing back to the early days of Deception when she and her team turned a fledgling idea into a beauty empire, now threatened by this moral crossroads that could redefine loyalties and legacies alike. This expanded view underscores how Maxie's internal battle isn't just about one secret, but the foundational trust holding their venture together. Delving into Maxie's previewed turmoil, we see her grappling with the weighty repercussions of going rogue, her ethical drive compelling her to unmask Natalia's deceptions tied to Sonny's volatile behavior, despite the group's pact to shield him from exposure. This readiness to challenge her lifelong friend stems from a deep-seated belief in transparency, but it threatens to shatter the fragile bonds that have sustained Deception through countless ups and downs. While her partners advocate for silence to dodge potential scandals that could alienate investors and customers, Maxie's growing unease clashes sharply with their stance, amplified by Tracy's half-baked advisory that glossed over the real dangers of procrastination. So, the burning issue emerges: could Maxie's bold stand for what she deems right cleanse her conscience and elevate her principles, or will it isolate her as an outcast in the empire she co-created? Inventing fresh elements for a richer narrative, envision Maxie confiding in a trusted mentor outside the company, perhaps a former business associate who shares tales of similar ethical showdowns in the fashion world, warning her that such moves often lead to unexpected alliances forming in the aftermath, like rival brands circling to poach talent amid the chaos. This detailed exploration highlights the razor-thin line Maxie walks between personal integrity and professional survival, emphasizing how her defiance could ripple out to affect not just Deception, but the broader Port Charles business landscape. Tracy's well-intentioned but flawed attempt to steer Maxie away from revelation overlooked a critical angle. By hoarding this intel for selfish reasons, Deception risks appearing as willing accomplices in the mess, which could devastate their public standing and invite a barrage of criticism from media watchdogs and consumers alike. Echoing earlier cautions from figures like Jen Sidwell and Marco Rios, who flagged the perils of complicity, there's a palpable dread that Maxie's independent action, uninformed by this full picture, might unleash a torrent of lawsuits or widespread boycotts that cripple the brand's momentum. Meanwhile, Brooklyn and Lucy's unified front to bury the truth in defense of Sonny only heightens the drama, as Maxie's simmering resentment toward this conspiracy of silence edges closer to eruption. Enter Damian Spinelli, whose tech-savvy insights and unwavering loyalty might provide Maxie with crucial backup if she charges ahead. Yet the intricate tangle of allegiances could still trap her in a web of regret. The core dilemma persists: will Maxie absorb the partial guidance and pivot, or plunge forward into uncertainty? Adding inventive twists, consider Spinelli hacking into encrypted files to uncover additional evidence of Natalia's schemes, perhaps revealing forged documents that tie Sonny's actions to financial improprieties at Deception, forcing Maxie to weigh the value of digital proof against the emotional cost of betrayal. This closer look reveals the multifaceted risks at play, from reputational damage to the personal toll on relationships forged in the fires of ambition. As the self-proclaimed Maxinista contemplates severing ties with her collaborators, the fallout could herald the downfall of Deception itself, with her unyielding quest for authenticity potentially laying bare the company's sluggish response to the scandal, and courting a storm of public outrage that erodes their market share. Should she strike out on her own without fully anticipating the consequences, Maxie might not only jeopardize her standing in the competitive beauty sector, but also alienate her partners and confidants, who could view her actions as the ultimate stab in the back, fracturing friendships that have weathered Port Charles's endless dramas. And in the worst-case scenario, if this escalation drags anyone into courtroom battles or even incarceration stemming from the uncovered truths, Maxie's guilt could become an insurmountable burden, haunting her career and personal life for years to come. To enrich this with new creative facets, imagine a clandestine board meeting where leaked audio of the debate goes viral on social media, amplifying the scandal and drawing in celebrity influencers who side with Maxie's ethical stance, potentially turning public opinion in her favor, but at the cost of deception's unity. This thorough examination illuminates the high stakes involved, where one woman's moral reckoning could either salvage the company's soul or consign it to oblivion, leaving Maxie to ponder if truth truly sets one free or merely ignites an uncontrollable blaze. Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital spoilers for the latest on this powder keg of intrigue. Will Maxie's gamble pay off, or will it cost her everything she's fought for?